Hey guys, back again. You see my breath. I've had the heater going, but it's still not too warm. It's happily snowing outside. Winter's getting a bit tedious. Anyway, this is a sort of, well, it's part experiment. I've got another camera. Lawrence Harrison recommended this particular camera after much research he'd done. So I suppose I still took a chance, but he found a very good specification on it for the price. And I'm trying to get rid of this ridiculous problem that so many of you have put up with on earlier vids, where the focus pulls in and out, and definition in fact not too good anyway. So I've done some tests on the camera, 60 frames, 30 frames and so on. I'm going to be running it at 30 frames, which is probably all that's needed for the YouTube stuff, and see how we get on. I'm hoping it'll be a lot better. Anyway, what we're going to do is, on here is the fixed steady, which I dealt with a couple of videos ago when I threaded the fingers. The top nuts that I had fitted on before were really quite unnecessary, but the adjustment from the bottom nuts is quite good. The problem here is showing you the demo on it, which again was something that Lawrence said, oh, you've got to now show how it's going to operate since the changes. So that's what I'm going to try, but getting the right angles is probably going to be tricky to try and show everything. And I'm trying to avoid using the top light over the lathe, because that seems to produce a weird colour temperature despite supposedly having automatic white balance. So I've dropped the fluorescent light down a bit lower, and we'll see how we get on with that. Alright, so let's move the camera around and make a start on it. Alright, before I fit this onto the bed here, a quick word about this material. It's 25mm, near enough an inch, isn't it? Let us assume that this will not go through the spindle, which it would. So if I was working on this end, I could go right through the spindle, but we'll imagine this is a bit large and it won't go through the spindle, and I need to face the end and maybe drill it out, put a thread on, something like that. The thing is, this has got a heck of a run out. Let's see if you can see it. See that? Pretty extreme, isn't it? It's a hell of a run out. And in fact, putting the steady on puts a lot of strain not only on the steady, but I suppose to a certain extent extra loading on my headstock bearings. Anyway, let's go back a little bit and get this fitted on. I did have it on just to check. So I've got to put my funny shaped piece through. Always remember which way it has to go. Hang on, there we are. And then turn it round. So we'll bring this up to, let's try it there. I'm probably going to be in the way quite a bit, although I've got the camera well to the side. This has got to come up quite a bit to get a grip. Right, that's there. I've already got this tightened down on the side, which is pretty critical, so it's pretty sturdy. Now then, I'm going to put the dial gauge. I'll have to change the camera position in a minute. Put the dial gauge on here. Oh, it's a bit of a fiddle setting this up. And again, I'm in the way all the time. I have cleaned this piece of round bar up at this end. I haven't turned it to anything like truth, but it's in pretty good shape. So let's change the camera position so we can see the indicator. Alright, well, I got the dial gauge set up, I've zeroed it, and I think with luck you can see the display, and you'll see now just how much run out there is. There we are, minus 25, that's 25 thou, and then we're back to 0. So we've got to now work out a way of setting this up. So that there is my plus point, and there is the there's the minus. Let's come back to there's the plus. So all these tightening T-bars, T-handles, they're all just done up enough to hold without actually stopping the fingers moving. So I'm going to put something onto this side first. Let's put 13, 14 on there. Incidentally, one thing I haven't done, I want some, I'm using some heavy gear oil on here because there's going to be a lot of pressure. Minus 25. This is the high spot, so we're probably going to have to put some in on this jaw. This is very much a sort of suck it and see situation. It's made quite a difference. We'll just bring the bottom jaws up just a touch. Just to get a contact. That's re-zero. Let's see what we've got. It's minus 4. That's 0 on the high spot. Minus 4 to 5. So we'll crank in a little bit more on this finger. You notice my a long wrench it gets in the way. This is a beat up old one which I've cut off. There's another thou and a half. Still showing 5 there. So that means we should be able to add a little bit from this side. Let's see where we go now. Minus 2.5. Alright. We're back at 0 there. Minus 2.5. Put a little bit more in on that finger. 1.5. Minus 1. 2. That's re-zero. Sorry I'm being slow on this, it's fairly tedious. Breathing steam all the time. It's crazy. Let's re-zero. That's minus 2.5. so we still probably want to come in a little bit down here if we can get away with it. Probably remove a little bit from the top here, just a smidgen. Three, 2.5. Let's find that high spot again. 3. Okay. Add a bit there. Take off a bit there. Add a bit there. It is very slow, isn't it? I wouldn't say this is the quickest steady to set up. We're hovering around a thou. 1 to 2 thou. Alright, so what I'm going to do is lock each of the fingers and see that bottom nut is just, should be holding, and that one, let's check. Alright, well that's pretty close. Now if I kept on trying I could probably get closer still. We'll assume that that's adequate for the purpose. Alright, let's put that indicator out of the way and we'll just pop a facing tool in here. And again, I don't know how much I'm in the way. I think I might change the camera angle again actually. Let's try that angle. Just get this running and just run the face across it. Seems as though my lube is not doing enough. Let's just turn and run again. Yes, I think actually that needs I think that needs a drip feed because there's a lot of pressure on there. A lot of pressure. Let's just try a close-in zoom. Another test for the camera really. I don't know whether it can focus on that. It's struggling just a little bit. Alright, well we're zoomed in. Now I'm going to get a good drip running on this and try it. There's a lot of pressure on this piece of bar. That squeak was just a bit of side thrust at the end of the facing cut. Chances are this should probably be a bit further up this direction. As a matter of fact, could turn it round and have all this side over here. It just happens to be the way I put it together today. So, still playing with the camera, you see. Seeing how tight we can go in. That's about the limit on focus. Whether it'll come in and out, I'm not sure. Let's just try one more. I don't know how well that's coped until I look at the video. So there we are anyway. That's, excuse me, sorry, I had to shut the oil off there. Yeah, so that's basically giving you an idea of how this thing works. Definitely I would turn this round, use it the other way, although the downside is that the mounting plate at the back, if it's this side, could eventually get in the way of the cross slide. So there are pros and cons, and it's not something I've used that often, but over the years now and again it's been handy, and now it is certainly much easier to set up. So if I just undo all these and take the strain off the nut here, and that one, so they're all loosened up now. So we're back to the run out. Okay, as I say, a piece of bar this large, well for me large, on my small scale operations, is pretty damn stiff. So to get rid of 25 thou or so is not that easy. Anyway, here's hoping that the video quality is at least better. We'll see how it works out. I'm hoping it'll be better, and you won't have to put up with the ridiculous quality or lack of on the old camera. There we go. I'll be back soon with something. Thanks a lot for watching.